What's up, everybody? So this is my review of episode 8 of Convicting a Murderer, which is currently airing on Daily Wire Plus. Now, there is already a ton of talk about this particular episode over on Twitter, so come join the conversation. I'm at Allegedly a Show, and I'll link it in the description. So much information coming out already about this episode. Now, this is episode 8. It is titled The Bones. And they state, Stephen Avery's defense lawyers implied that Teresa's remains were planted in Stephen Avery's yard, but a cadaver dog found powerful evidence that might prove otherwise. The episode starts out with Sarah Foskey. She has 15 years of law enforcement experience. She was the handler of the cadaver dog, the scent searching dog, and said that the dog told her that Teresa Halbach was in the burn area. Candace Owens stated that when Stephen Avery was questioned on November 5th and November 6th, that he didn't seem to recall having a fire on October 31st. A few days later, she said they asked him again, but his memory still did not improve. Thomas Fassbender said that burned and cremated bones were found in and around the burn pit and in and around behind Stephen Avery's garage. Candace Owens states that while talking to Barb from prison, he remembered the fire. They air a phone call. They air interviews with Stephen Avery talking about the fire. They talk about how other people witnessed the fire. Candy talks about how big the fire was, and she stated that she was surprised the house didn't melt. They claim Stephen Avery wasn't in the house when Jody called him on October 31st. They air an interview with Stephen Avery talking to an investigator, and Stephen states that he was in bed watching sex programs. They show Brendan Dassey drawing something from Mark Weirgert. They said there was a junkyard dog named Bear, Stephen Avery's dog named Bear, and the dog stopped investigators from searching the property correctly, so they chose not to search. They state they weren't able to search because of how aggressive Bear was. Ken Kratz states Rookie doesn't know the correct path of the cadaver dog. When Rookie states something different from what Ken Kratz said, Ken Kratz immediately gets upset. His facial expression changes the second Rookie disagrees with everything. Whether Rookie's right or wrong, Ken Kratz cannot even handle that Rookie is disagreeing with him and immediately gets upset. Isn't Ken Kratz supposed to be, or wasn't he, some big, powerful district attorney? Special prosecutor Ken Kratz, but he can't even handle having a conversation with Rookie? Wild. Candace Owens states that the cadaver dog hit on Stephen Avery's back door. But he couldn't prove that away, so that's likely why it wasn't brought up at trial. If that's such a big part of the case, and they talked about this a lot in this episode of Convicting a Murderer, if this is such an important part of the case and is so easily provable, 100% provable, why wouldn't have Ken Kratz brought this up for his part of the case? Wouldn't it have helped his case if this was something that was 100% provable? They could prove that the cadaver dog hit on Stephen Avery's back door. Seems like something that would have been extremely helpful to Ken Kratz's case. But they didn't use it either, apparently. Weird. It's such a big part of the episode, but neither the defense or the prosecution used it at trial. It states that Sarah didn't testify at all at the trial. She was the cadaver dog lady. Dave states that the bones were discovered on November 8th after they removed Stephen Avery's aggressive dog, Bear. Convenient. Ken Kratz states there is no reason legally for the coroner to have walked onto the scene. Thomas Fassbender disagrees with Ken Kratz, states by law in Wisconsin, the coroner is to be notified. You would have think the former special prosecutor, the former district attorney would know the law as well. I guess not. I guess that's asking too much. They talk about how the forensic anthropologist was out of state at the time. Also convenient, but the items were later sent to her, and that's when she went over the items. They talk about how there were no photos of the bones in the burn pit. Anjanette Levy states that it was odd that Steven Avery just happened to be burning tires on this day. Steven told Anjanette Levy that he thought the bones were sheep bones. Now, according to Anjanette Levy, this was an inappropriate thing to say, which I don't really understand. Why was it inappropriate for Steven Avery to state that he thought they could be sheep bones? If that's what Steven Avery honestly thought at the time. Now remember, it's innocent until proven guilty. If that's what Steven Avery thought, they were sheep bones, why would it have been inappropriate for Steven Avery to state that's what he thought they could have been? It's a really weird thing for Anjanette Levy to state that it was inappropriate. I don't understand it. I tweeted her and asked her why she thought this was inappropriate. I have not received a response yet. If I do, I will definitely bring it to you. I probably won't. Candace Owens states the defense theory was that someone killed Teresa Halbach and dumped her bones in Steven Avery's backyard. They talk about the bones being moved. They show Brendan Dassey talking about how the clothes got burned in the fire. Now remember, they are only showing clips of Brendan's interviews. They're not airing the full thing. They are not showing how Brendan Dassey came up with these answers. They talk about other items found in the burn pit, including a tooth. They always talk about stuff Making a Murderer left out. Did they expect Making a Murderer to air absolutely everything, minute for minute, from the trial? There's actually a YouTube channel out there that has the entire, or just about, the entire O.J. Simpson case up, minute for minute, and I found it fascinating to watch. And yes, I did watch it all. That would be very interesting if it was at all possible to get this entire case uploaded to YouTube or somewhere where everybody could watch it minute for minute. I believe that would be extraordinarily helpful with this particular case. It'd be very interesting to see. Now, for the record, Convicting a Murderer is also only airing clips of the trial and interviews and things like that. It would be ridiculous to expect Making a Murderer, Convicting a Murderer, or anybody else to show the entire trial in a documentary. It's just not possible. Convicting a Murderer is showing the clips that they want to air, and they happen to be clips differently than what Making a Murderer aired. The stories that both documentaries are telling are complete opposite. So of course they're going to air different clips. They talk about how they used tools to break up the body and how Avery allegedly moved the bones around to different locations. Then Len Kaczynski appears. I didn't know he was going to be in this. It'll be interesting. I'm sure he's going to be in the next episode a lot. That is the episode about Brendan Dassey, which airs on Brendan Dassey's birthday. You cannot tell me that that was not intentional. I got a lot of questions and a lot of really good comments about this on Twitter already this morning. And I'm going to put them up in a different video, which I'm going to make right now and upload it later today. So if you're not on Twitter, I'm going to do a video very soon about the few questions and the few interesting facts that I've got on this case. Whenever I start to review an episode, I always put up, like today, I put up episode 8 of Convicting a Murderer. I'm currently watching and reviewing. Video to follow. What are your thoughts? And then people will comment their thoughts on the episode. This one got some good comments. So let me know what you think. What do you think of episode 8? Let me know. Leave some comments below. I hope you're having a good day, and I will see you again soon.